semi-finals here at the Credit Suisse Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Sevens 2011. First up, New Zealand, the current co-leaders of the IRB circuit, playing Fiji. Then Samoa against the other co-leader of the IRB Sevens circuit after 4 events, England. 2 wonderful matches in prospect here for the Cup semi-finals. Now let's look at the head-to-head. What a battle this has been between New Zealand and Fiji over the years. New Zealand lead by 36-24. That counts for nothing here today. They last met in the semi-final in Las Vegas just a month ago, and this time New Zealand lost by 26-7. Previous encounters in Hong Kong, New Zealand lead 4-3. None of that will count because this is history now and then. Here's a look at the New Zealand team, and straight away we notice that there's been a very late change. It was in the original team list published for us that DJ Forbes would play, but Coach Titchens has changed his mind, or the circumstances of the injury worries about Forbes has forced this late change, and Solomon King from the Bay of Plenty will start. DJ Forbes has been nursed since late yesterday, and so that's a change in the New Zealand lineup. The most interesting point is that Bryce Heem gets a start for Frank Halai, also being nursed. But this is Fiji's top team here. 3 massive forwards. You see them in the Umbarotu, Votu and Tonawai. There's sharpness close to the scrum from Amosi Vudengo, and the fast-emerging Nicola Matawalu, that's number 6. Sparks will come from Osia Kolinisau, and don't overlook the other giant back, Mikieli Nathangalevu. So Fiji desperate to win so that they can build their sevens fortunes again. New Zealand slightly hit by injury. Fiji are the form team. But we might ask, what did the quarter-final epic battle against South Africa take out of their legs? New Zealand not quite in the form of old of this tour. Can they rebuild to that? Fiji will be bigger and faster and in better form. New Zealand are tough and tenacious, and of course they seem to have an inbuilt tradition of just knowing how to beat Fiji. The referee for this big one, this Cup semi-final, the first of 2, will be Andrew Lees of Australia. That late change he had to make, it must have been tough. They published the team by regulation about a quarter of an hour before the game was due to start. They made a late change, just rushed to us minutes ago. Referee Andrew Lees of Australia. Osia Kolinisau kicks off. It's a high jump, straight away taken by Tim Mickelson for New Zealand. He's going to have Budengo on. Changes his mind and makes the sensible pass to Thamu. Thamu out to Toby Arnold, who's been the best of the form backs for New Zealand. We look to Declan O'Donnell, number 8, to do something big in this game. Look at Bryce Heem taking his chances. Declan O'Donnell. King. Oh, that was a try begging.
Well, Declan O'Donnell might have got that himself, but he's not been on his usual form this weekend, and a little mistake, and that's another indicator. Usually on finals day, DJ Forbes shaves, of course, because it's the business end of the tournament, and I'm wondering whether there's more to the fact that he hasn't shaved than we think.
He might not be in the team for Adelaide if he's injured, but that's next week. That's next week's worries for all the players here. That was a try begging for New Zealand. O'Donnell just not quite the confidence at this tournament shown there in that run by him then. Look out for Budengo. There's our first look at Nathangalevu. The referee says that is a forward pass, so that's a break for New Zealand, because this guy, Dale Tonawai, he can really run.
Yeah. Dale Tonawai, very important member of this team, being recalled, inspirational Army captain, been knocking on the door, selection over some time after being impressive during the local Fiji Sevens tournaments of late. Strong ball carrier.
So you see Lotte Rakambula and Tomasi Thamu in the New Zealand team, Fijian-born men playing against their countrymen. Tomasi puts the ball in, clean hook, space to his left. Arnold, very elusive. Heem, very aggressive. He's on Matawalu. And that's good from Bryce Heem. He's really making every post a winner in his starting role here in Hong Kong.
Good work there by Tomasi Thama again. He kept Fiji guessing. He put the ball into the scrum himself, and he turned on his axis when everybody expected him to pass the ball out on the blind side. He switched back to the open side, and another chance for New Zealand.
So this is New Zealand on hot attack, but it's not their throw-in. Up goes Raikambula. It's gone over the back. Kolinisau. Wide to Matawalu. He's a new discovery this season and is a very fine player indeed. 22 years of age, a Navy officer. Here's O'Donnell to make the pass. Away, there's 1+3 here from Arnold. Thama again providing that elusive run that makes space for King. Knocked down. This could be a try for Raikambula. It was knocked back by the Fijian defender, and Raikambula was all over it.
Yeah, New Zealand scrambled to try here. Good work initially again by Tomasi Thama, bringing Solomon King in on the scissors. Giving chase was Watisoni Votu. Solomon King almost got there himself, and Fijian got a hand to it, and Lotte Raikambula got the touchdown. So close to that dead ball line. It's first blood to New Zealand.
The conversion is over. It's a good start by New Zealand now, confirming that position they've had on attack right from the kickoff. And we've had over 4 minutes of play here in the first half, or nearly 4 minutes of play. And Fiji haven't really had a chance to break out. So, good start for the New Zealand. Declan O'Donnell. We know that the New Zealand coaching staff will be looking to him for some of that spark from earlier in the season. A deep kickoff by Thama. Fumble by Vuthango, double fumble. It's a wee bit slippery. There's been a bit of misty rain today, Kolinisau. Look at that from Arnold. Toby Arnold. Fiji still back in their half. Mind you, they're capable of breaking out. That's big Nathaniel Levu. And how is his Jerry Mborotu? Vuthango into space. Just again a bit of a hint of a slip there as he was collared. Well, wiped away by the Fiji hands. Penalty for New Zealand. Tomasi. 7-0 New Zealand. 2 minutes to go till half-time.
Fiji have not been out of their own half, if of their own 22 in this opening period, and New Zealand keeping the pressure on. Once again, Tomasi Thama considers all his options.
Keith Quinn with Wyn Griffith in the commentary for you from this one from Hong Kong 2011. How lucky we are to be here. Arnold, King, who came off the bench, would have been probably feeling I'm not going to get a run or much of a run. Substituted into the game at the last second. It might have been a bit of a gamesmanship by New Zealand to delay that. They announced DJ Forbes was playing. Here is O'Donnell. Skids away from Arnold to Heem. Heem has support from Mickelson. Yes, it's a bit slippery. The ball there might have just lost the grasp. Here's a chance. 1+2. Raikambula and Tomasi Thama. You see, it's just not quite going right. But O'Donnell comes back in defence and forces the ball out. Let's look at the referee. Now here's a chase. Oh, there might be no referee. Says play on. The crowd is giving a bit of a raspberry to the New Zealand players back there. Heem to build it up from the backfield. Sends it to Raikambula. It's definitely slippery and a bit of nervy out there by the men of both teams.
It certainly is, but let's get back to that incident. The Kiwi player didn't quite catch his number, but he didn't have to move out of the way. He just stood his ground, and it was a collision, I fancy. It's Nicola Matawalu, the man with the flashy blue boots. Let's have another look. Yeah. Declan O'Donnell in the air. Matawalu, unfortunately, was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, he was well on the air, wasn't he, O'Donnell? So there was nothing illegal in a rugby sense about that.
Well, that was a good call from the referee. A number of referees, I think, could well have been tempted on that occasion to award a penalty at least. But good refereeing from Andrew Lees.
So O'Donnell trying to get into this game. Not many chances for him here to really show his talent, to flash it around. So this is danger time with 30 seconds to go till half-time. New Zealand in the lead by 7-0. Nice running here. There is the man who was just injured a moment ago. Tough hit on him by 2-3 New Zealand players. Thama. Mickelson. Now he can go. Being chased by Mbaroto. He can go. He slips over. It must be quite slippery and treacherous out there. He's having a go at Colin Isao. It's definitely treacherous. Mickelson in the clear. That one goes right from a Fiji attack right down to a try for Tim Mickelson.
Fiji's only visit to the New Zealand half in the opening 7 minutes, and Tamasi Thama snapped up the loose ball. It was free ball, 50-50 ball, and relentless pressure and build-up from New Zealand here. Very, very slippery. It's like a skating rink. The greasy surface, it just had that little drizzle, as you were saying, that misty drizzle. And the recipient, Tim Mickelson, in the movement twice. And New Zealand, well, they've stretched their lead at the break.
They've stretched it up to 14-0 at the half-time break. But a long way to go in rugby 7 cents before one of these two teams. I'll take the starting lineup for Fiji here in this one, the game that followed that epic quarterfinal. Whistle goes for the second period in this first Cup semi-final here at these Credit Suisse Cathay Pacific Hong Kong Sevens 2011. Straight away we see the ball is slippery, and it was fumbled there by Tonaway, and another one there by Vudango. So it's tough going.
Yeah, you'd think that the greasy conditions would favour Fiji, and but we know full well that Gordon Tietjens was not praying for rain, but he'd read the weather forecast, and he's catered for that eventuality accordingly by adding another forward or two to his squad.
You're absolutely right. He's brought 6 potential forwards here to this tournament, because he said to me when we got here about 4 or 5 days ago that he thought there might be rain. Well, it might work out to his advantage here. Certainly with the captain absent, he's been able to play a very good replacement in Solomon King. There's Declan O'Donnell, but he's well marked, isn't he? To be fair to him, he hasn't had a great tournament, but they're onto him. They know how brilliant he can be, so he's marked heavily. Here's Heem. He's taken down by Tonaway. Thama. 1+3 here as O'Donnell sends it wide. King, the hard bursting Solomon King, relishing his time. It's a loose one taken by Mickelson. What does the referee say? He says it went forward.
That was a close one on the call of the touches, I think, but Tim Mickelson had waved his arm about 30 seconds ago. Yes, I'm ready to go, he said. I'm looking for my second try. Let's see.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure that the ball was forward.
Well,
yeah.
There you go. The try has been awarded.
No. It was back off white, and then he juggled it and caught. Don't do that, or you risk a yellow card.
That's good call by Andrew Lees.
Yep, it went back off the hands of the Fiji player, and there it was gathered by Mickelson in the big safe hands, and the try is scored. So that is a critical. We know how many times. Let's look at this again, Win. King,
yep,
great burst,
taken by Jerry Mborotu, and Vudango. It dropped nicely for Solomon King. He claims he's scored, and on that occasion he was quite right.
No video for the referees here, by the way. It's all done by the little committees that are formed by the assistant referees on the sideline, and the guy you see behind the post. One touch judge goes behind the post. He's, well, they call him an assistant referee too, I guess. But 3 tries to New Zealand, 19-0. It's looking good for New Zealand now. On the sideline we see some action on the bench. Colin Isao has been subbed off. Does that bring David Mbatiratu on? Let's check. Yes, it does. Out on the wing. The big speed, the red boots of Mbatiratu. So, drama here. Fiji so brilliantly powerful and strong on the first 2 days of play. Then they met South Africa, which was a repeat of the most recent final on the Sevens Tour, that epic contest, to use that word again, in Las Vegas, where South Africa beat Fiji, but Fiji beat South Africa this time in extra time, and it might have just taken a bit of sting out of the Fiji team. We'll see. Through goes Tonaway to halfway. Nicely off the floor. Here comes Vudango. Number 7, Emosi Vutanga. Sticking to him was his opposite number. His opposite, Tomasi Thama. Nice run here by Ile Tinai, who's onto the field. Here comes Fiji, don't write them off. Mbati Ratu. So they're on the board. They're playing uphill now, aren't they? With a big margin of 19-0, just shortened up now to 19-5.
Well, there's still plenty of time to go, Keith. Just over 3 minutes remaining. It's a lot of time in Sam's. Ile Tinai it was who took it up initially. The support runners were there. David Mbatiratu, he was dropped from the national team in 2006. He always hung up his boots. He's earned a recall, and boy, has he proved his worth. That sudden death try in the quarter-final, and now a try which has given Fiji some hope.
And also the conversion is over 19 points to 7. Fiji have missed 50% of their tackles in this game, but it's slippery. Arnold, O'Donnell slips away. Arnold again slips forward again. It's like a little herring on a wet plate, trying to grab this one. And there's that Titchens tapping the bottom lip. Sometimes he'll go to tap the nose.
The Titchens twitch.
Very good win. Lovely to have you here. All the way from South Wales, Wyn Griffith and Keith Quinn bringing this one to you. 2 minutes and 43 seconds. There's the stats at the moment. Ball given away by Fiji 9 times. Mind you, New Zealand 5 times. I think that's a little commentary on the conditions that they're playing in.
Yeah, it certainly is. Lottie Raikambula needs some treatment, and that would be an extra blow for Gordon Titchens, something to worry about, and the Fijians will have noticed that as well, and might well target Lottie Raikambula in the middle of that scrum as Fiji prepare to put in.
Okay, the clock ticks again, down towards 0 and a place in the final. The losing team here takes 20 points on the IRB table. The winning team progresses to either win 25 in the final or 30 for the grand prize. 30 points, plus a lot of money too. This is a rich tournament. There's Mbati Ratu. Now they're coming over halfway and coming on to attack the Fiji team. Mborotu nicely swung through the hands of Helai. Oh, here they come again. Tonawai.
Well, I looked at the clock, Keith, when there were 3.5 minutes remaining. I said there was plenty of time in terms of, and once these Fijians get up ahead of steam, they're so difficult to pull down, aren't they? But good vision here by Nathaniel, releasing Tonawai, and once he got into his stride, there was no stopping him despite the valiant attempts of Toby Arnold.
So how about that in Suva and Lautoka and Ndronga and Nandi and all those other beautiful places in Fiji? This is a tough time, hard to watch. Solomon King is off. Does that look like Scott Curry has gone on? No, it's Frank Helai who's come off the bench. He's been looked after a wee bit. Frank Helai. Curry is also on. And it's a free kick for New Zealand. Here's a break for them. Coach Tanavula. Anxious time. They've scored the most tries in the tournament. 3 ahead of New Zealand in total. That's how it stands right now. Tomasi Thama, if he doesn't kick it soon, he'll be penalised. Tomasi Thama likes to play the game at his speed, especially when they've got a narrow lead. Raikambula. Away to Arnold, so secure. Here's the first touch for Frank Helai. He's away. Oh, good charge by Budanga, but what does the referee think of that? It was a charge that stopped the momentum of the try. In the meantime, here comes Fiji. The 3 men closest to the ball are all New Zealanders. Hello. He's going to take it into the setup. That's good play by Frank Helai. Scott Curry is there. Heem, 20 seconds to go. New Zealand have got to hold the possession. Hold it, and 10 seconds to go now. Taken by Mickelson. To Arnold. He could do no worse than kick it way downfield if he wanted to. Mickelson. One to beat. Coming across is Matawalu. It's slippery, it's treacherous. He makes the pass. It goes to the sideline. The hooter is gone. disappointment for Matawalu and the rest of the Fijian team, but the victory belongs to New Zealand here over Fiji by 19-14.
And that's the first smile I've seen on the face of DJ Forbes this weekend. Gordon Kitchens wants to go over and shake hands with Ilyesi Tangavula first, but what an exciting match that was.
Oh, a thrilling game it was. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Coach Titch.